Okay, so we went over to a friend in Baton Rouge who was making barbecue ribs. Name was Gerald, and Gerald gave me the secret. He said, "Don't boil them. You don't even need to cook them on the grill unless you just really want to. Bake them is the best way. You keep the flavor in. Ruby Tuesdays boils them, but they smother them in barbecue sauce, and you lose the flavor of the meat. So this recipe keeps the flavor of the meat, and it's falling off the bone if you get this right." Okay, so you want to start with a casserole dish that has been greased or oiled. You can use whatever you like. I prefer bacon grease because my theory is it adds a little flavor to the meat, and it certainly works. And then I cut up, this happens to be baby back ribs that we found on sale, and I've cut them up into individual. You don't have to do that, but it makes it easier to fit in the casserole. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to season them. Okay, a little salt and pepper. I put a little garlic powder on them, and then I'm going to put, you can use any barbecue sauce or any kind of sauce you want. But I'll show you how we do the sauce also, because we're going to add a little extra liquid to keep things from burning. Okay, now we're going to lightly salt and pepper these guys. I'm going to flip them over when I'm done. Get the other side. And my secret ingredient, I put a little garlic powder. Brings out the flavor, and do it lightly so you don't even notice. I'm going to cover these before I turn them over with barbecue sauce. And you can use any kind you like. And I'm just going to put a light coating here, because I want to put most of the barbecue sauce on top after I flip them. So, come on, I need your total cooperation here. Okay, that's good enough. I use about a third. My lovely wife asked me if I use my hands to turn these, and the answer is no. I've washed my hands after handling the meat, but we're using pork here, okay? And pork has raw pork can have a disease like trichinosis or something like that. Starts with a T, and it can kill you, okay? So I cut these ribs up in the zinc, and as a result, once I was done and had them in the casserole, I washed the zinc real good, sides and everything, okay, with good hot water, just as a hygiene. And wash your hands too, because you don't want that pork stuff, pork disease. Now I flip them over. Okay, this one's been flipped. And you want me to do the seasoning again? Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Okay, now I'm going to season the other side. Okay, same stuff. Now I'm going to add barbecue sauce on this side. So this is an 18-ounce bottle of barbecue sauce. We use the Kraft, but you can use any kind you like. And now what I'm going to do is I want to put a little more liquid in here so nothing burns while it's cooking. I'm going to cook this at for about 3 hours at temperature right around between 180 and 200. I usually do it on the grill, but you can do it in the oven too. The key is slow cook it over time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, there's still some barbecue sauce up in here clinging to the sides, and I'm going to add a little bit of red wine. Cheap red wine is best. This is a Malbec. It's not so cheap, but it's good. From Argentina. Okay, and we have flipped everything, and I've coated, I'm trying to coat all the meat with a barbecue sauce. Shake this out because I'm going to get all that barbecue sauce out of here that I can. Then I pour it around, and it will find its way. I don't want to wash off the barbecue sauce. That's enough. Yes, this works every time. We've used it for years. It works with any kind of ribs, and they're falling off the bone and they pick up the flavor really well. That's why I cook it low, because I don't want the barbecue, the liquid, to boil. I'm not trying to boil the ribs. I'm just trying to slow cook them. And then if you have to have it, and if you like it this way, you can pull these out and pop them on the grill real quick at high heat, and you'll get those grill marks that you like. And if you do it quick, it won't make the meat tough. Okay, right. So now the casserole dish has been properly covered, and I'm going to let this marinate for till tomorrow, and then we'll put it on the grill. And yes, now I like to cook these on the grill because our grill's good enough. I can regulate the temperature. I don't want it over 220, and I prefer to keep it at 200, just under the boiling point of water, because I don't want to boil the ribs. I only want to cook them without burning. Now you can do that in the oven too, okay? And a lot of times oven's easier to regulate than the grill. It depends too on if it's cold, we'll do it in the oven. If it's hot outside, I'll do it on the grill. So that's the, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. Oh, one thing I do, whether you're going to put it in the oven or the grill, take it out of the refrigerator for about at least 30 minutes before you're going to put it in a hot place. It's Pyrex, okay, but still, that's a big temperature change, and it's easier. It won't hurt anything if you let it sit out for 30 minutes. I say an hour is still good after coming out of the refrigerator before you put it on a hot grill. Okay, the ribs have cooked. I've cooked them 3 hours at right at 200. The grill was keeping it, and I cook it on the upper rack. That's very important. Don't put it directly on the grill because the temperature is much higher directly on the grill. You just want them to slow cook at a low temperature. And my lovely wife, Sugar Bumps, reminded me that we also use this recipe for chicken. Okay, and same thing, you can get cut up chicken. You can get chicken leg quarters for 50 cents a pound down here. Down here we call this yard bird also. But anyway, just wanted to let you know this is a recipe that works for many things. Oh, look at that. Get out of town. Okay, yeah, let's see if these are tender. Take a little bit and look at that falling off the bone. With a fork, I'm scraping some up. Give me some. It's hot, but very, very good. Okay, I made the picture of the chicken just to remind ourselves that we use this recipe also for chicken, barbecue chicken. And my wife reminded me that it looks like I'm choking a chicken. And So, sorry about that.